Hello, it is me, Grandma Lily, and it's time for story time with Grandma Lily. And I've missed you guys so much. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, which if you talk to the grown-ups in your family, they'll tell you that's kind of a little bit of a break. Some things were going on. I had to pull down the Storytime with Grandma Lily channel for a little while, but I'm back and hopefully we won't have any more problems and we can just continue with our stories. So, excuse me, I had some very special stories that I wanted to read you, but as you know, most of the books I get used, and some of these stories are new, and I can't get them used. So what I did was I waited, and the most exciting thing has happened. The library is open again. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love the library. And so I got some books from the library, and we're going to read them this week, and they're all very special. They're very exciting books about special things and special people. And just because it's not June doesn't mean we can't be proud anymore. So go get your blanket, go get your chocolate milk, your cookies, your stuffies, have a seat. I'm going to say hello and I love you to Elijah and Jordan. And I love that you're having so much fun at summer camp, in school. And I love you, Kylie Rose. And I hope you're taking care of your mommy. And hello, Serenity. I love you and I miss you. And today we're going to read about something that is actually a true story. And it's about penguins. I don't know how you guys feel about penguins, but I love penguins. And it's about penguins in a very special zoo, in a very special zoo in a very special park in New York City. And the name of our book is And Tango Makes Three. And it is by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell, and the illustrations are by Henry Cole. So here we go. And Tango Makes Three. For Lita, for Lucy Jane, and for Maddie and Ben, from JR and PP, who are the people who wrote the book, to Nate and penguin lovers and everywhere from HC, our illustrator. And with special thanks to Eric Siminoff, David Gale, Dan Potash, Rob Gramsay, and all our friends at the Central Park Zoo. And there you have a little drawings, illustrations of part of the zoo. In the middle of New York City, there is a great big park called Central Park. Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats. It has a carousel to ride in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter. Best of all, it has its very own zoo. Every day, families of all kinds go to visit the animals that live there. I have actually been to this zoo. But children and their parents aren't the only families at the zoo. The animals make families of their own. There are red panda bear families with mothers and fathers and furry red panda bear cubs. There are monkey dads and monkey moms raising noisy monkey babies. There are toad families and toucan families and cotton-top tamarin families too. Toucans are birds. I'm not sure what a cotton-top tamarin is. It might also be a bird. I'm going to have to look that one up. And in the penguin house, there are penguin families. Every year at the very same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins. And the boy penguins start noticing the girls. When the right girl and the right boy find each other, they become a couple. Isn't that adorable? Boyfriend and girlfriend penguins. Two penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy, and the other was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other. They walked together. They sang to each other and swam together. Wherever Roy went, Silo went too. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsay, noticed the two penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home. So they built a nest of stones for themselves. Every night, Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples. And every morning, Roy and Silo woke up together. But one day, Roy and Silo saw that the other couples could do something they could not. The mama penguin would lay an egg. She and the papa penguin would take turns keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch. And then there would be a baby penguin. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little empty. One day, Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins were hatching, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock, but Silo carefully sat on it and sat and sat. When Silo got sleepy, he slept, and when Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam, and Roy sat. Day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock, but nothing happened. Isn't that sad? But it's just a rock. Then Mr. Gramsay got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. Roy and Silo knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the center of their nest. Every day they turned it so each side stayed warm. Some days Roy sat while Silo went for food. Other days it was Silo's turn. Other days it was Silo's turn to take care of their egg. They sat in the morning and they sat at night. They sat through lunchtime and swim time and supper. They sat at the beginning of the month and they sat at the end of the month, and they sat all of the days in between. Until one day, they heard a sound coming from inside their egg. Beep, 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 it said. Roy and Silo called back, squawk, squawk. Beep, beep, answered the egg. Suddenly, a tiny hole appeared in the egg shell. Look at that. And then, crack! Out came their very own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. Now Roy and Silo were fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Gramsay decided, because it takes two to make a tango. Roy and Silo taught Tango how to sing for them when she was hungry. They fed her food from their beaks. They snuggled her in their nest at night. Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. Soon, Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest. Roy and Silo took her for a swim, just like all the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with other penguins. Hooray, Roy! Hooray, Silo! Welcome, Tango, they cheered. At night, the three penguins returned to their nest. There they snuggled together, and like all the other penguins in the penguin house, and all the other animals in the zoo, and all the families in the big city around them, they went to sleep. And there's an author's note in the back of this book, and I'm going to read this to you. All of the events in this story are true. Roy and Silo are called chin-strap penguins because of the delicate line of black feathers that loops under their beaks, as if to hold a hat in place. After years of living side by side in the Central Park Zoo, they discovered each other in 1998, and they have been a couple ever since. Tango, their only chick, was born from an egg laid by another penguin couple named Betty and Porky. That couple had often hatched their own eggs, but they had never been able to care for more than one at a time. In 2000, when Betty laid 2 fertile eggs, Rob Gramsay decided to give Roy, Silo, and one of those eggs a chance to become a family. If you go to the Central Park Zoo, you can see Tango and her parents splashing about in the penguin house along with their friends, including Nipper, Squawk, Charlie, Wasabi, and Pee-wee. There are 42 chinstrap penguins in the Central Park Zoo and over 10 million chinstraps in the world. But there is only one Tango. And see, you can see they describe the little strap that goes under their chin. And this is the book, and Tango makes 3. So tell your grown-ups if you would like to have this book to go and take you and get this book for you, because this is a really cool book. And I have promised my grandchildren that as soon as we can, I'm going to take them to the Central Park Zoo to meet Tango. So guys, we're going to learn about a lot of things this week. We're going to read about some women and some special things that they did. And we're going to read about a woman with a special kind of hat. And we're going to learn about a bad thing that happened in somebody's town. And we're going to learn about colors and a whole bunch of other things. So let's hope everything works this time. And just remember, Grandma Lily loves you. And so does Tango. Bye-bye.